You're watching Spotify Presents ESPN Cricinfo playlist of the day as we're building up to match number 51, Mumbai Indians taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And to talk about the 5 players to watch out for in that battle, Murli Karthik and Dan Vettori, guys, thanks so much for joining us. First and foremost, let's show you the 5 players that you should be keeping out an eye for. And those names on your list: Lasith Malinga, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Wriddhiman Saha, Hardik Pandya, who is just smashing it out of the park, and of course Rashid Khan. Now, of course, the first name on that list was Lasith Malinga, and we're going to tell you about his key battle versus Manish Pandey, who struck quite a purple patch of late in the IPL. Versus Manish Pandey, Karthik, he's got a pretty good record, dismissed him 4 times, and his strike rate is also less than 100 or so.
I'm pretty sure that Malinga has got a good record against most batsmen. Sometimes it tells you a great story about you could be aging, you could be not at your prime in terms of fitness, you might have put on a bit of weight, but that skill which has been there with him for such a long time, it doesn't go away. He might have lost quite a few yards of pace, but the way he goes about it, just to be able to nail Yorkers and nail those well-disguised slow ones back end of the game, is just amazing.
Dan, the next player we're talking about is Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Hasn't had the best of IPLs by his high standards. Though versus Mumbai, he's got a pretty decent record, 13 matches, 17 wickets to his name.
Yeah, no, and I think he does the hardest role in IPL. I think the fact that he comes in early and obviously uses that swing early on, and that's where he's really dangerous in terms of wicket-taking option. But then he backs it up with what he does at the back end. And I think his transformation to one of the best T20 bowlers in the world has been his performance at the death. His ability to bowl Yorkers, his ability to back his slower ball, to mix it up and have a real understanding and a read of batsmen, I think has made him incredibly difficult at the back end of it. So I think his ability, everyone trusts him to do what he does up the top, swinging the ball both ways, but his ability at the back end is what's really set him apart in these last few years in IPL.
Another man who will be entrusted with the responsibility of all the batting for Sunrisers Hyderabad up top will be Wriddhiman Saha. Strike rate of 139, close to about 140 versus Mumbai, and a lot will be dependent on how this man performs at Wankhede.
Yeah, and also early on, just a while ago, we were talking about how good Wriddhiman Saha is at the top of the order, and I think they did the right thing by getting him up there because of the fact that he likes pace on the ball, and he can play some unusual shots which are like actually good length, and he just swats them over mid-wicket, and it's a good delivery for a bowler, and he's thinking, what did I do wrong? So if you've got the ability, and then once he's set, he's so good against the spinners in playing the sweep shot. He can play the sweep shot from mid-wicket to much finer, and then when you do that, the spinners are actually thinking where to bowl, and then he runs at you and hits you. So these are the kind of things which Wriddhiman Saha can do, and that's one of the reasons why he's got an IPL 100 as well. So I think the best use of him is right there with, hopefully, if Martin Guptill gets to play, we should see, hopefully. So hopefully Wriddhiman can also do a great job, and even in the last game, he just got out to an absolute shocker of a delivery.
And of course, next up is a man who's an absolute certainty as far as starting for Mumbai, and this man has been in some serious form. Strike rate over 208. Dan, I'm going to ask you the question. If you're bowling in those over 16 to 20 to this man in the form and the way he's hitting the ball, where are you bowling to him?
It's difficult. I think Karthik and I talked about it earlier on, that he's moved across the stumps a lot more this season, and so it's made it incredibly difficult for bowlers to actually know where to bowl to him. He's picking up that length well, and if it wasn't for Andre Russell, he'd be the man of the tournament. I think he's taken a little bit of a limelight off him. But I think that confidence to hit any ball out of the park in that back end is something that's quite rare. We always talk about people just coming into those back 4 overs and going for it, but I think he has the utmost confidence to take on any sort of bowler, and I think that's what Mumbai's relied on in these last few games, or most of the tournament, to get them to the position where they are. So his ability at that back end will set them up.
And one bowler who will be hoping to get the better of Hardik Pandya is the 5th player on our list. His name is Rashid Khan. Over 7 to 15, economy of just 5.8. That, of course, is the middle overs, Karthik. But a lot of that onus will be on Williamson and how he uses him, keeping in mind the potency at the other side.
Yeah, correct. But also you have to keep in mind that Rashid Khan has done well against Hardik Pandya. But in T20, unfortunately, you only have 4 overs up your sleeve. And sometimes if the batsmen are going great guns, the captain is actually looking up to Rashid Khan to come and give you the breakthrough. So how many times can you use him, and against how many batsmen can you use Rashid Khan? That is up to the situation and what the captain thinks at that given time.
Dan Matori, Murli Karthik, your analysis was music to our ears, guys. Thank you so much for that. You were watching Spotify Presents ESPN Cricinfo Playlist of the Day.